right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises and all blessings to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect men of Yasharallah, scattered, all right, pushing this word, this truth, all right, according to the doctrine as it is written, all right, of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, as it is written in the scriptures, all right, in all truth and in sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing, all right, especially in these days and times. Shalom to the women, to the children who watch, who learn as well. And no, this is not a a Genesis, all right. This is not a Genesis video, okay. You know, this is not a Genesis video. But I do want to go into some scriptures, all right, real quick, because, you know, you just gotta approach things as they come, all right. And you know, we know that certain, you know, Israelite groups, they nitpick, all right, at certain things, but you know, they themselves, do otherwise, okay. And you know, coming off the heels of the Israelites are not community booty, all right. You know, from the saying, there was a saying that, you know, a guy or a girl who slept around with everybody in the neighborhood, that's what you would call community booty, all right. They have other names for it, all right. Community booty, and we are not that, okay. We are not that. We're not here to save the community. Now, if you know, certain people in the community, you know, want salvation, well, guess what? They have to come and seek out Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, okay. You know, I don't have a jar that I could go into a bag, okay, and pour out of jars, you know, and give it to say, yeah, look, you know, no, man. You know, all we can do is preach Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And you know, just something just popped into my mind, okay, because I be talking a lot, and sometimes I hate when I do that to make a point, you know. But there was a eunuch, all right. Let me get this scripture. Let me find it. Eunuch, E-U, okay, N-U-C-H, okay, eunuch. All right, let me get the story, get the whole, okay, let me get the whole matter. All right, this is Acts 8:31. Can I go up some? Okay, 8. All right, yeah, 8 and 8 and 26. All right, start there. It says, and the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, okay, saying, arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. Okay, now see, you got people running up on individuals. You're running up on these people, you're running up on those people. Okay, now these people are supposed to come to you to learn, man. Okay, the debating these people, they don't believe, they don't believe in the Messiah. I mean, and that's, hey, I was in that mind state, man. And it wasn't as much as doctrinal, okay, because I wasn't fully, I wasn't aware of the doctrine. I'm not going to even say fully, because I didn't get this word, okay. I didn't get the ointment, the oil, okay, until I started listening to the apostles, bishops, all right, elders of Great Millstone, all right. So with that being said, what we learned, okay, prior to what I learned prior to that, okay, is pretty much bits and pieces of information, okay, like the Good Times episode, with when JJ and painted the picture, and I was a little young, okay, but it made sense, okay. And then questions that could never be answered, like if so-called white people were good, okay, why was it so much evil in the world, okay, if these were supposed to be good people? If you can liken these people to and yeah, man, and I'm going to say, and there's no such thing as a white person, okay. Now I mean the Edomites, okay, Esau, those who are in power, whether they're Amalek or whoever, all right. And growing up here in Chicago, you had certain places like Jewtown, all right. I speak about Jewtown because where you get the Maxwell Street Polish, that's where it originated from, all right. And my grandmother, she lived in that area. I kind of grew up in that area, all right. And get certain word like he Jewed them, all right. He Jewed them down, all right. Meaning that you got a good price on something that was very high, and that was the case a lot of times, okay. You could get stuff that you would go to you could get the best quality things from these Jews. Now a lot of the nations, they don't really deal directly, they haven't dealt directly with a Jewish merchant, all right. Actual, I was actually went into stores, okay, when I was younger, and dealt actually with so-called Jewish shop owners, okay, and Italian, okay, here in Chicago, okay. The Italian people would you would get a suit, and they would you would little kid, they would stitch up your suit, take it up, okay, have it fitting just right, okay. The Jewish merchants or shop owners, okay, you would go into their stores and they would give you the best price, the best deal. You don't see that. You won't see, I don't think you will ever see that again, all right? All right? Because these people, all right, they have so much, they've accumulated so much money, and they made a lot of money off of Jake, all right? But that's not here or there, okay? But what I'm alluding to is that, you know, these people had it in the power of their hand to do. Those are fulfillments of the curses. Okay, you should go to your enemy in want of all things. All right, in want of all things, and indeed, that's what happened. All right, that's indeed what happened. Okay, and so you know, these people have so much, all right, and in access, and you wonder, why is the world still utterly? And back then there was no, hey, listen, even back then there were no homeless people. Okay, when I was growing up, there was no homeless people, okay, here in Chicago. And you may have had maybe there were some Edomites that may have been homeless. But Jake, I never seen a homeless Jake. Okay. Now you see homeless camps. All right. That's because someone is very greedy. All right, and they are sucking up the resources. And so, even at a young age, I saw that parents, they couldn't be home; they had to be at work. And how and things were bad even then. Not as outwardly bad as they are now. All right. And how could how could it be a white Jesus? So that was, well, how could white Jesus be, or white people, so-called white people, be of the Most High? All right. So that was always a conflict. It never sat well. And so when these people come with, the Old Testament, a lot of times, they're, I don't know, it's mostly Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's mainly Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai who have not opened up to them. Okay, who have not opened up to them. And with a lot of spiritual things, individuals have not been opened up to. All right. I hope you're keeping up. All right, because I'm just going off into another story right now. But so when it came, or when it, for me back then, when it came to really not having interest at that time in the New Testament, it was mainly because you had words like Greek and these other words, and I was like, well, that's Esau, that's some Edomite shit, okay? Because another terrible thing is that the so-called white man teaches that that there were no so-called black people. We just, so-called blacks just popped up during slavery. All right. So there was no history of us, really before then. And the ones who were in Africa, they were running around with bones in their noses, okay, living in mud huts, okay? And that's, really what the thought of our history was, man. Okay, because they didn't go in. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear us laying into these people, you have to understand that is a great evil. It is a great evil that these people have done, that they are continuing to do. This is not anything that's light. Now a lot of you people, man, you're caught up in the world, okay? Somehow, some way, man, okay? This fucking world, it got you, and it's a battle, man. It's a battle, you know. It's a battle. Make your hair gray, god damn it, make your hair turn gray. Don't make your bones hurt, okay? Um, this man is just, you see the if you feel the that wickedness. Now how, you know, for me, you know, it was like, these are the people in the New Testament. Can't be, can't be. And even then, I didn't know that the Egyptians, the white people say the Egyptians. You watch the Ten Commandments, and the Egyptians were white people. Okay, so information started coming out a little bit, and a lot of it came out, with the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam, because Hebrew Israelites, it wasn't a big force. Okay, but with the Nation of Islam, you kind of see that, uh, you know, uh, they're kind of, they just, they don't mind, Esau, okay, as long as, there's some comfort there, okay, because Jake is concerned about status, all right, in someone else's eyes, but not in the eyes of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. He's concerned about the status in men, okay? So they don't, a lot of these people really don't believe in the Messiah, okay? They don't see the need, okay? Because, what you don't really need a Messiah if all your hopes and dreams are acquired through monetary gain, okay? No matter, how much, I go to work and I say, no matter how much motherfucking money I make, man, it's like never ending, okay? It's never enough, okay? And I don't, can't say, my flesh said that it wants to be enough, but the spirit says, hey, man, fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, we're pushing for the kingdom. All right, we know where we came from. Okay, we know where we came from, and we know where where Lord willing we're going. All right. So, saying that, getting back to the story, all right? Getting back to this story. I just had to sidetrack real quick. So, this is Acts 8 and 26. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, okay, saying, arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. All right. So, there's no need for us to, really jump on airplanes, go to Africa. Okay. I mean, you could go to these places if you want to go visit. Maybe there's something that you want to go see, and yeah, okay, if that's the case, okay. But you have the internet to do most of the work, all right. And if brothers wake up there, sisters wake up there, that's great, okay. Wherever they wake up around the world, if they are of the elect, that is great. That's outstanding. Okay? But people are supposed to come to us. All right? From Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. Okay? In the desert. Out in the desert. It's hot in the desert. It's cold in the desert. It could be real hot. It could be real cold. Temperature up and down. All right? It says, and he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia. Okay? So you have an Ethiopian. Okay? So, you all throughout the scriptures, they're dealing with the dark races, man, with dark races, all right? And so there is, no question about, who this is for. Okay? Now this Ethiopian, he's an Israelite. Okay? He is an Israelite. Uh-oh, it flipped. It did something else. Okay, hold on. All right. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship. Now, he could have been a eunuch who, just wasn't dealing with women. He was about his money. All right, he was about his grind. Okay, he was about serving the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, or getting an understanding. All right, or he could have just been a eunuch. All right, some other way. But that's not really, that's not really important, okay? But he was an Israelite, okay? But he was just he was of Ethiopia, all right? Because he had come to Jerusalem for to worship, all right? For to worship. And he was, verse 28, was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Isaiah the prophet. Okay, sitting there reading Isaiah, all right? Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, all right, and said, understandest thou what thou readest? Okay. And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up. Okay, he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with them, all right? Because, hey, he didn't know, he was reading it, and it, it was sounding good to him, all right? It was comforting to his soul, all right? But people are going to come to you for the answers, man. You don't have to run. You don't have to run to them, okay? And beat the scriptures upside their head for them to, to desire the scriptures. All right? They're going to want to come to you and want you to give them this understanding. All right? And so, I just want to see, what does this G mean real quick. The letter G has multiple meanings in Freemasonry, including God, okay? A common meaning reminding Freemasons that they act in the presence of God. Geometry, all right? Geo, a mathematical science that the foundation of the stone masonry and Freemasonry, and a central concept in Masonic moral lessons, all right? So, let's see, what does the letter G mean spiritually? Portrays the fire element. The letter also stands for guidance and blood flow, as per the Egyptian. So it goes back to Egyptian school of philosophy. The G symbolizes the brain, or Osiris, god of fertility and death. Okay. All right. And, I'm not saying certain individuals who wears, kind of wears this symbol. Okay. I mean, and sometimes you could get this, that symbol. I believe in it was once a snake, all right, in Egypt, all right. So this goes back to Egypt, all right. That G, all right, but ultimately, all right, it's Masonic, all right. It's Masonic, and you see Masons with that G on their hat, on the back of their coats, all right. Colossians 2:20, all right. Wherefore, if ye be dead with the Mashiach from the rudiments of the world, why, as though living in the world, are ye subject to ordinances? All right. Touch not, taste not, handle not. All right. It's like the third time this came out this week. All right. Yeah, because as people talk about things worshipped to idols, okay, now just wearing certain symbology, all right, and some people, they don't make up their own design. Sometimes you go to an app and it kind of freaks out a design or a letter, but it mostly does that that AI, just goes into something ancient. All right. Something on the left hand side. So touch not, taste not, handle not. Verse 22, which all are to perish with the using, after the commandments and doctrines of men. All right. Which things have indeed a show of wisdom and will worship and humility and neglecting of the body, not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh. All right. And you have the flesh sees some things, and it seems good. All right. And it seems good. Seems like that's it. Okay. But it's things that you shouldn't touch. All right. Because then you have other people looking and saying, well, look, this is that. This is where that comes from. See, they're secretly doing it. He's a secret brother of this order. Okay. So that's pretty much all I wanted to to get into. All right. Wherever the spirit takes me. I don't want to make this too long, but and people could say well you because I have a job, okay, and there may be certain things, certain letters, okay, in my job uniform, okay, but this is blatant, man. All right, this is blatant, okay. This is blatant, man. So I mean, if a lot of people may know what I'm talking about. Some people may not. But yeah, man. Some people are wearing this, okay. And hey, that G has a lot of meanings. All right. So with that being said, till next time, Shalom.